Hey, thanks for stopping by for the No BS social media chat. We've talked about trust and trust issues in the past, but I saw something come up in one of my news feeds with one of my information sources recently that, well, tied into media and tied into social media. And I thought, boy, it's something we haven't really talked about. We've touched on parts of it, and we're talking about, again, trust. And we're talking about, well, having people around you that you trust to help out. Now, if you're working for a big company, even if you're working for a small business, you may have multiple people using your social media channel on behalf of the company. If you're a media person, a recording artist, someone in an entertainment type business, well, sometimes it's just you alone. But if you're lucky, you've got somebody to help out. And I'm not just talking about a paid professional like me. I'm talking about, could be a family member, could be a band member, could be, well, anybody. I mean, it could be a friend, it could be a big fan, whatever it is. And the question is, when you give these people the rights to your Facebook, to your YouTube, to Twitter, to Instagram, do you trust them? And I ask this because recently I saw the story about one of the biggest radio conglomerates around, not one of the big two, but one of the top 3 or 4 players in the nation, where they had a team member who handled social media, or was one of the people who handled social media for their radio station. That person got fired one Friday afternoon, and so they went on Saturday and changed the Twitter handle, the Facebook handle, deleted all the good content, put up, well, very nasty content, and did it all without anybody watching because they still had access. They still had rights. They hadn't been canceled. Because sure, when you kick somebody out of the building, especially if you work in a big office building, you take away their keys, you take away their magnetic swipe card so they can get in the doors. But if you've taken away all the access to their emails, to their social media, and more importantly, to your emails and social media. And I think that's interesting because, really, I'm a for-hire social media person. So a recording artist, a media person, a small business, a charity, any of these entities can and have hired me in the past and to this day. And then the question I always tell them is, look, here's the bottom line. I'm never going to do anything to harm you. You want it in writing, I'll give it to you in writing. You can take me to court with it. And over the course of the last 11 years, I've never had that problem. In fact, I still have passwords that I would bet are still active to major recording artists that, well, I probably haven't worked with in 5-6 years. I have access to small businesses I haven't worked with in 4 or 5 years, maybe 3 or 4 years. I have access to a lot of different accounts. Now, what's funny is I store those passwords in a secure file, in a password protected file, because you never know when somebody's going to contact you and say, by chance, would you still happen to have this password? And I actually had that happen a couple of times, so I try to be the good guy. Again, even if you get let go, even if they cut budget, even if they think they want to go in a different direction, as the old saying goes, you get fired, just being a good person, you do that because you hope it's going to come back to you in a good karma kind of way. This person wanted to blow their bridges out when they left this radio station, and boy, it got ugly. And then when they changed the handle on Twitter, it was tough for the company to get it back. Now, if you're just a small mom and pop business and some employee who you trusted with social media, well, takes a hold of your account, changes passwords, changes the moniker, and basically ruins your social media, what are you going to do? It's not like you can reach out to Twitter and get them to reply to you, can you? Now, a big major media conglomerate, they've got a better chance, but I'll tell you what, I know a lot of them can't get it done unless you got somebody on the inside at Twitter or at Facebook or even at YouTube. And even then, if you got an insider, it's almost impossible, as I found out over the years. So what I'm thinking and talking about this week is trust. And about when you do trust someone with your passwords, with your account logins, do you really know them? And more importantly, if you ever get to a point where you don't suspect them of trust, or don't suspect them that they're trustworthy, I guess you'd say, well, have you gone out and changed it out before you let them go? And again, hopefully something you'll never encounter. But again, it got me thinking when I saw it, and I went, wow, yeah, that's one of those things. When you've got multiple people accessing one account, there is potential for problem. And still, with social media being still so new for a lot of people, and still a lot of people not having a handle on it, it's easy to forget those things and how it can ruin your reputation if you don't remember to make those changes. So think about trust, think about who you trust, think about who you're working with, and more importantly, even if you're doing it all by yourself right now and you're thinking in the future you're going to have somebody, well, get to know that person, get to trust that person, because trust is truly important, not only in the who you work with side, but also in all of social media, or at least you hope so. Back next week, another No BS social media chat. NoBSSocial.com, the website for all of the videos. Plus, of course, we load them up on Facebook, load them up on YouTube. Wherever you found us this week, come on back. We'll be right here again next week, same place. We're not going to go anywhere. Also, if you want to talk to me about trust, you want to talk to me about anything, my email address is coming up. My phone number's coming up. I'm here to chat with you, absolutely free. Would love to talk more about social media. Thanks. See you next week.